property, no trespassing. Smile, you're on camera. This is County Road 2150. I think it's in Jefferson County, Illinois. I've only been down this road once before a long time ago, but I marked it as a really cool little dirt road to go down. I was a little reluctant to go through that big old mud hole, but went over the side there and made it through. But I seen that hill down up ahead of me, and I thought, oh, I gotta climb that hill. Yeah, the 125's got 8.7 horsepower, just motored right up there in second gear. Sure is a beautiful warm day out this day. Just unbelievably warm for end of February. A lot of these roads out here, just farmers use them to get in their fields, but they're legal county roads. And they're just a hoot to get out on. I don't think I've seen anybody out this day riding. It's all by myself. Did have my heated grips on and my heated jacket on a little bit. Check out these turkeys that were in the field to the left there. That one could have crapped on him if he wanted to, I guess. I was hoping I'd get a better shot at him, but I didn't. Yeah, we're coming up to the ford here a little bit, right here. Me and my buddy came to this ford here a few days ago. It was a lot higher. We didn't cross it. It looks a lot lower. I still don't think I'm going to cross it. I've crossed this creek before when it was dry, but the other day it was probably 4 or 5 foot deep, and we didn't dare go across it. But I wasn't going across it today either. Well, there's some broken concrete out there in that water, that muddy water. You can't really see the bottom. It ain't very deep, but anyway, I'm gonna turn around. I drowned. I don't think I drowned, I just bust my ass. Off-road motorcycle riders are just like little kids wanting to play in the water. I'm still a little kid. There's one of these water holes I really drowned my riding partner. I got him good, but I also got myself real good. We laughed for 20 minutes after that. He was soaking wet. What a hoot. I paused here because I was looking to the road to the right, and as I knew I'd never been down it. It was just merely a dirt farm road that hardly only people that use it was the farmers getting their equipment down between their fields, although it was a Lincoln County road. So here we go. It gets a little bit slippy slidey down the way. I was by myself, so I wouldn't want to break a leg. I'd break a hip. But I kept it going. It wasn't too bad. this road was really getting good. It got better and it got better and it got better and it got sleepy, sliding, and finally it got what looked like to me was going to be too good. So I went up into my buddy's field there and got around this thing. I didn't really think I could, but I did. Oh shit. I'm back here at the old ice house in Bluford, Illinois. It's probably been shut down for 60 years. All the equipment in there has been, people's gone there and took the old equipment. Man, this place has a lot of history. There's a railroad over there. They used to railroad the ice out of here. I've never seen it so grown up around here as it is now. I've messed around in here a lot over the years. Never rode my motorcycle in here. Oh, is this cool. I've always wanted to know the history of this ice plant, and I didn't really know much about it at all, but they made ice here, and they didn't ship it elsewhere to use as ice. They used it to cool, I suppose, meats and produce on the train and haul it off, because they had no train refrigeration back then, so I used the ice to cool the product. But I found an article on the internet just now, and lo and behold, it's the wife of one of my best friends that I worked with for 30 years. He was a laborer for Wilt's Plumbing, and anyway, her name is Janice Staples, and she wrote this article, so I'm just reading what she's put here. The Bluford Ice Plant was built along the Bluford ICRR switching yards in the late 1920s. It was a very important part of the railroad operation in those days. Even though it was run by a separate company, not part of the ICRR, it had a double-deck icing platform and was 2,700 feet, or a little over half a mile long. That was purported to be the fourth largest in the country. I'm not sure where the other three may have seen, but it seems that one may have been in Chicago or Memphis. There was a track on either side of the platform in addition to the 15 switching tracks in the yards. They were called the East Ice House and West Ice House tracks. There was also an ice house spur per track, which went right up to the plant itself. The ice house tracks were about 60 cars long, which meant you could get as many as 120 cars along the platform if you used both sides. The ice plant consisted of four major areas: the engine, machinery, and refrigeration units, the ice producing area, the temporary storage and staging areas, and the big main storage area. There was also a locker room and office areas in a separate building, and I've seen that on the east side of the plant. Boy, this is really interesting. The ice was made and handled in 300-pound blocks. A man meant to be able to end up a 300-pound block with a set of tongs, and that was quite a chore. Up at the middle of the platform, a man also had to head the blocks out to the north or southbound conveyor chains by moving a directional controller where the ramp chain met the platform chain. The refrigeration units in the machinery area ran constantly. Besides producing the ice in the first place, they had to keep the temporary main storage areas well below freezing so that stored ice wouldn't melt. I think they had auxiliary power generators in case the power went out, and also extra refrigeration units in case one failed or was down for maintenance. The ice producing area had 30 rows of ice containers. Each row had 24 containers. There were 12 containers in a group and 2 of the 12 groups in each row. They would be filled with water and then lowered with a crane into the cold brine where the 300-pound blocks of ice were frozen. So all were filled with water ice. That would be 720 to 300-pound blocks or 108 tons of ice. Wow. It's quite a bit more here. I don't know if I got enough time here to get it all in here. The main use seemed to be for railroad use. Ice was sold for home use as well. Outside the temporary storage area was a small loading platform where customers could buy ice. The 300-pound blocks would put into a scoring machine which would use rotary saw blades to dig in a short distance and score the ice block. The work was very hard and sometimes very cold, obviously. Platform burned in 59 and 60, but by then mechanical refrigeration cars had taken the place of the old icebox cars anyway. How interesting. I've had so much fun on my little CT125 today, I just can't hardly stand it. Man, this is fun, looking at this ice house again. I probably came in this ice house 45 years ago, and it was shut down then, but all the equipment was in here, and it was so neat seeing all these compressors in there. And man, they had pistons in them, 2 foot in diameter, and they've salvaged all that. So, a lot of history here. Anyway, I'm gonna ride out here and head to the house. I'm only about 10 miles from home. See if the old CT will start. Of course, I've got my backup Kickstarter. All right. I came in from the road to get in here. Years ago, I used to ride a dirt bike out that way and cross the railroad tracks, and I haven't done that in years. Got a flat tire, it's not surprising. as a frickin' fritter. Whatever a flat fritter is. Anyway, this morning, I started up my bike and let it warm up, and I shut it off, and I've got two tubes in there, a roll of complete tool set in here, and a nice roll, everything you could possibly need, and also had an air compressor in there. But I was going to go work out. Me and my wife was going to go work out at the gym, and I had to take some clothes with me to do that and change clothes. So I threw the tools and compressor and all that out, tubes, threw them out, and so they're at home. I never have done that ever, taking them out of there since I've had this bike. I've had a bunch of people come by and try to help me. This guy in his four-wheeler came by and tried to help me. And some 8-year-old kid on a dirt bike come by earlier. See if I can get him to pull a wheelie. That's 2 girls. That girl's got enough hair for 3 girls. Anyway, everybody's been real nice here to the little town of Blueford, Illinois, and they've come by to everybody stopped to see if I needed help. I says, yeah, I do need help. My poor wife was going to come and get me, but she has a little issue with directions. So decided that wasn't a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off. I got a buddy coming. Yes, I do have at least one buddy. I had 3 buddies I thought were my buddies, but no, they got stuff to do.